Hi, everyone. My name is Robert Harrison. I am the training director at the NLP Institute of California, and I'm a board certified hypnotist, and I'm a certified hypnosis trainer through the National Guild of Hypnotists. And in this video, I'd like to talk to you about the upcoming professional hypnosis certification. This is for two types of people: those who are coaches, leaders who want to use hypnosis professionally in their practice, add it to their coaching that they already do to make the changes and interventions they do more effective. And it's also for those of you who are interested in the personal development side of this. This course goes beyond just learning the art and science of professional hypnotism, but I do want to talk about that in just a moment. I also want to let you know that this course adds two other unique things you can't get from any other hypnosis training on earth. Number one, it's going to teach you the art and science of how to adjust a behavioral intervention, whether it's coaching or hypnosis, for a unique personality type. This is of the utmost importance when you're working with clients. They all have a nervous system. It flows like a river in their life and it moves in one direction. And the areas in your life where things feel easy, you're working with your personality. The areas in your life where you feel like you're swimming upstream, you're fighting it. And over 23 years of coaching professionals in Silicon Valley and worldwide, this has been the missing piece that's been needed. So it's incredibly important. And when doing a hypnotic intervention where we're taking habits and behaviors that are in the back of the mind, that kind of part of our mind that's out of reach, the unconscious mind, and bringing those patterns forward so that we can really work with them, alter them, change them, and improve them, you have to understand how that works. So that's one of the things that makes this really unique. The other aspect that makes this really unique is in our clinic, our idea of having a fully booked clinic is seeing 50 to 60 people per week for 1 hour hypnosis sessions. I did this as a one-man clinic for years and years and years. I initially started the coaching clinic in 2002. I started the Bay Area Hypnosis Center around 2008, and it's still running today. And so we know the art and science of seeing a massive number of people week after week for 1 hour appointments. And these are people who know nothing about hypnosis, who are coming in as complete strangers off the streets from either a television ad, a radio commercial, a newspaper print ad, or straight from the internet. And there is an art and science to how to do hypnosis incredibly well, how to run it professionally, and how to be able to quickly take a client in, assess what they need next, do that piece of work, and then get them out and back off into their life for the day. Now, in 2025, we now have also mastered the art of how to do hypnosis online with clients worldwide. So we can do all hypnotic effect. We can do everything from the NLP trauma process to a full, deep hypnotic session, all online with incredible effectiveness. And not only that, we can then send the client a full high-def version of the session within minutes of finishing the session. So during this course, there's several things I'm going to cover. I want to dig right into it and show you what you're going to get in this program. So number one, this is a double hypnosis certification. You're going to get certified not only through the NLP Institute of California, which has been around since 1985. We are well known worldwide in the NLP and hypnosis community for providing excellent training at the highest standards. And we've had some of the world's most famous hypnotists trained through our institute over those years. You're also going to get certified through the National Guild of Hypnotists, the oldest and largest body of practicing consulting hypnotists in the world. And so not only do you get that certification through the National Guild, but you also get a year membership into the association. And this year in particular, 2025, is the, I believe, 75th anniversary of the National Guild of Hypnotists. Now, there's two types of people that are going to be excellent for this training. One is the coach or the practicing hypnotist who wants to really master the hypnotic intervention. If you are an NLP coach or even just a regular coach, Adding neurolinguistic programming, of course, and adding hypnosis to what you do will help you get clients from where they are to where they want to be much more effectively. It is incredibly important when you're working with clients to really have the tools when they get stuck, when they hit a limiting belief, or they have a habit that they can't seem to stop, or they have something that's getting in the way and they're not even sure what it is, just a feeling they get in their body. This is where hypnotic intervention can come in and provide some amazing results. Also, the ability to condition in a new habit very quickly and condition out an old unwanted habit very quickly so it feels natural in making that shift and change. This is something that really you want to rely on hypnosis to do. I use both of them in my programs to get the amazing results that I've gotten over the years. And if you haven't seen our other videos and examples of testimonials, I've got multiple 100-pound weight losses. I've helped thousands of people quit smoking. I've helped hundreds of people reduce stress, overcome insomnia, stop habits like nail biting, hair pulling, everything you could imagine under the sun. We've even done some forensic hypnosis, and we worked with some professional athletes to improve their sports performance. In this training, we're going to cover several things. So I just want to give you an idea of what this curriculum is going to look like. So number one, we're going to start with the fundamentals of the professional hypnotist. What are the fundamentals? What are the basic things you need to know? I'm not going to teach you everything under the sun when it comes to hypnosis. I'm going to teach you what you need to know to either do hypnosis really well with yourself or to do it professionally in an office where you're seeing people regularly and at scale in a way that's truly sustainable. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of methods out there that are not sustainable. They're really neat, they're cool, they're fun, but if you are trying to see 10 to 12 clients a day or even more, and I've seen as many as 20 clients a day for a 1-hour appointment, yes, it can be done. I can assure you, I explain in detail in the training. But if you're really seeing a large number of people, you need to have a reliable system. You need to have very fast, efficient ways of getting people in and out of hypnosis. And then you need to have a really thorough understanding of what to do with them when they're in hypnosis. So in module 1, we're going to cover the fundamentals of the professional hypnotist. Now, in module 2, we're going to start to really talk about that secret sauce that you can't get anywhere else. The how to read and lead people and how to work with that unique personality. We do have a course called How to Read and Lead Others with Integrity, which is an incredible course, and I highly recommend if you are a coach or consultant or a leader that you take that course. But we're going to teach you just enough of it in here to know how to alter what you're doing in hypnosis for these unique personality styles so that you know how to give a suggestion that's actually going to stick. This is why a cookie cutter method will not work. When I first started doing hypnosis, there was a bunch of script books. I bought them, and I quickly realized they were effective for treating one person only, the person who wrote the script book. Again, we have a nervous system. It's unique. It runs like a river, and you really have to respect the way that it flows. And what works beautifully with one client will absolutely bomb with another. So you need to know these differences, and you need to know how to work with that and how to weave that into the hypnotic work and even the coaching work that you're doing with clients if you want to get good results. And in module 3, kind of the third phase of this, it's a 10-session program in total, but in the third segment, we're really going to be focusing on the art and the structure of working with habits. And we're going to cover the major themes of weight loss, smoking, and stress, but they apply, generally speaking, to a lot of other types of habits. How do habits get formed? What is the kingpin that holds them together? How do we help a client break them in a way that they're likely to keep that change long term? And what really needs to occur for a client in and out of hypnosis to make that happen. So we're going to be talking about that in detail. We're also going to go over how to really develop a thorough intervention. So to give you a little bit more of a deep dive in module 1, we'll start with the history of hypnosis to understand the history of how this stuff kind of came to be. We're going to talk about the applications of hypnosis. We're going to talk about the different cautions and what we call abreactions when someone has an unwanted response in hypnosis. How do we handle that? What do we do with that? And, if you set up the hypnotic process right, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. But if it does, you need to know what to do and how to handle it immediately. We're then going to cover some of the basic fundamental building blocks of a proper hypnosis session. The first one, of course, being the pre-talk. We're going to talk about powerful and quick hypnotic inductions. We're then going to go over what we call hypnotic convincers. These are what we use to help a client really know they're in hypnosis, making their eyelids heavy, making their arms stick to the chair, have them count down from 100 and the numbers disappear, swallowing and making their mouth salivate to the point where they feel this need and urge to swallow, making the hand numb. There's all these different hypnotic convincers that we can do with people. There's also deepeners, which is our way of deepening the hypnotic effect and deepening the trance as we're working with the client. Oftentimes the hypnotic state will go like a wave, it'll ebb and flow. And so as clients start to rise out, we can use the deepeners to help them access that deeper state of mind. We're also going to talk about the art of suggestion. This is quite unique the way that I teach it, and it's incredibly important. I want you to understand the art and science of how to construct a really thorough suggestion. When I first learned hypnosis, I learned a lot of different induction techniques, and I learned some different convincers and deepeners, but no one really discussed how to build an intervention properly, which we're going to be doing in this program, how to set it up, and how to construct those suggestions in a way where they really stick. And of course, when you add what we're going to teach you in that module about how to read and lead people to the suggestion, it like takes it and multiplies its effectiveness times 10. It is a absolute game changer. We're going to talk about unconscious processes and patterns, and we're going to go into how to write a sermon. Now, a sermon is not a religious text in any kind of way. It is the main body of suggestions in a hypnosis session. So it's often referred to as the sermon, and our hypnotic language is often referred to as patter. So we're going to really go into how to write a proper sermon and what needs to be included to get an effective result with a client. We're then also going to talk about this process of ratification, which is the process of how we walk the person through the experience after the session is ended to reinforce the realization that they were in hypnosis and they're responding to suggestion and it was working. We're going to go over how to use hypnotic language patterns and how to guarantee hypnosis every single time. So we will be covering a lot of the Milton Erickson hypnotic language patterns, but I'm going to break it down in kind of a unique way so that it's really accessible and easy to use. And we even give you some fill in the blank templates so that they kind of work as training wheels when you're learning hypnosis so you can get up and running really quickly and produce powerful suggestions. And of course, we're going to have you practice with yourself first. And then, of course, you'll take that out into the world and help others and much, much more. And so that is kind of the main idea of what we're going to cover in Module 1, which will be the first few sessions. Now, as we go into Module 2, one of the things we're going to cover is the Virginia Satir's 4 coping mechanisms for stress. This is something we touch upon again in How to Read and Lead, but it's so essential. So if you haven't seen this before, we want to make you familiar with this because it is going to make or break your hypnosis sessions with clients. Most hypnotists never consider this. Most hypnotists don't even see this. And we're going to be teaching this in a specific way in the professional hypnosis certification. That's how to gauge when the nervous system in front of you is open and when they're closed. When they're open, you can give them a suggestion and it's likely to stick. When they start to tighten and close, the door is locked, the key is put away, and nothing is getting in, and no reason or logic will work, no hypnotic suggestions will stick. And so it's very incredibly important that you're able to see when someone's in stress or not and how to respond to that in and out of the hypnosis session. We'll also talk about how to be a leveler, which is the ideal, most empowering state to be in. We'll discuss the 5 major personality types because you'll be using this to customize the hypnosis based on the client's needs. And with that, the key attractors and key stressors. Each personality type has certain key attractors, things that always attract them and entice them and motivate them to take action. And they also have predictable key stressors, things that will cause stress, pressure, anxiety. So when you're putting together a really powerful hypnosis sermon, you want to make sure that you leverage the attractors and the stressors in the right way that doesn't cause the client to disengage, go into stress, and check out from the hypnosis session. So that's why we need to cover that there. We're then going to spend a large portion of Module 2 on how to design a proper hypnotic intervention. And a major piece of designing a really good intervention is the diagnostic piece in the beginning of knowing where to intervene, knowing where to tap specifically. And the proper, what we call chunk size of intervention to tackle when you're taking on a client to get a real dramatic fast result with them. This is a art and a science, and I've got 23 years of experience doing this day in and day out, all day long, every day with clients to share with you. So I'm looking forward to doing that. We're then going to teach you how to prevent the derail and bail. This is how to prevent clients from checking out of the process, whether it's in your hypnosis session or whether it's between sessions. Some clients in different hypnosis programs, they'll start to go for a while and then they'll disappear. How do we keep them engaged? How do we really take on a client where we can take them from where they are all the way to where they want to be, with some really huge goals like a 50-pound plus weight loss? This isn't going to happen overnight. How do we keep them engaged? How do we keep them involved in the process? How do we help someone who wants to quit smoking stay involved until they actually get the result and follow through? And again, it's an art form to do that. We'll also talk about this idea of what we call preemptive conditioning, which is a really important piece in understanding how to prevent problems before they happen. And of course, when you understand the personality, there are very predictable patterns that you can condition the client to protect them from feeling stress and checking out before it ever occurs, and of course, a lot more. Then in module 3, we will dig even deeper into this art and structure of working with habits and really getting into the nitty gritty. Most hypnotists and coaches that I meet, they understand some coaching questions. They may even know some NLP, but there's something missing in terms of that ability to really effectively diagnose and handle and construct an intervention to really break a habit and establish a new empowering one, and to do that really well and really quickly. So we really need to do that. So we'll show you things that will help you along with that, with yes and no signals. We're going to go really deep into the structure of a habit, how to work with them, how they're built, what keeps them going, how to break them apart. We're going to teach you something called the yes but formula, which is a really powerful technique, not just for you to know as the practitioner, but for you to teach your clients. And we're going to teach you a no harm approach to transforming these unwanted habits in your clients. So we're only adding in resources. We're not taking anything away. Now, once we do that, we are going to go over the general themes and interventions for smoking, weight loss, stress, habit control, and sports performance. There's a lot to this, and I've spent so many years modeling these issues, where people get stuck, how the different personalities respond to the programs, and where they will have it easy, where they will have it hard. I can save you a ton of trouble and learning curve with that. And when I first started, I had mentors that shared programs with me, and I used their programs until my results were just as good or better, and then I made it my own. And so here you can stand on the shoulders of giants and people who have been in the field and been doing it for years and years and years, and we've made all the mistakes, we've tried it all, and I can show you what I know works consistently to get really good long-term results. And again, if you check out like the Introduction to NLP program, I show a whole bunch of before and afters in the beginning of that, 100-pound weight losses, people that have been smoke-free for over 20 years that I've worked with, and a number of people who have gotten really dramatic results. So I definitely know what I'm talking about here. We're then going to show you how to recondition the mind to accept and automate new habits and behaviors, and a whole lot more. And we're also going to give you some bonus materials in here as well. Some things that oftentimes are not included in a professional hypnotism course, but I want you to have them because I think they're really useful, particularly in 2025 and beyond. Number one, we're going to teach you the art of the evaluation, step by step. How do you take someone who comes in off the street, doesn't know anything about you or about hypnosis, and how do you walk them through the process of understanding how hypnosis works and why they should work with you specifically? And when you do the evaluation the way I teach you, after you are certified in professional hypnosis the way I'm going to teach you, you genuinely will be able to offer them something they cannot get anywhere else. You will have a unique approach, and it will be more powerful because of those unique nuances of the personality that you're interjecting. And by the time you're done this evaluation, they will feel legitimately and authentically in their mind, and it will be true, that they don't want to work with anyone else but you. And that is very powerful. We're then also going to share with you some office forms and session notes. So you'll have an evaluation form, you'll have the hypnotic contract, you'll have notes on here's how we put together the intervention, here's how we take notes for the session, how we track them throughout. And I'm going to be teaching you how to use AI to create a custom hypnosis session that is genuinely customized for your client's unique needs based on a profile that they will give you. So one of my most popular custom sessions I do for clients is what's called the future contrast session. So for example, if someone's trying to reduce their alcohol consumption, I will have them map out their worries, fears, and concerns about quitting and their kind of dream ideal circumstances that would happen if they do quit. And we use all of that to create a very customized hypnosis session that's also contoured for their personality. And we can use AI to make this process easier than ever. I did it by hand for years, writing all of them out. Now we can use AI to dramatically speed up that process and offer further customization for clients that we just couldn't do before. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Also show you how to use AI in other ways to make your business run smoother and to just make life easier. So you can spend your time doing hypnosis and not spend your time in the back end running that piece of the business. And then the final bonus is we're going to give you 1 month free in what's called the Hypnosis Business Mentorship. And one of the things I do now is I privately mentor a small group of hypnotists to help them build their business, get it up and running, and then offer supervision as they're starting to see clients. Because when you really start to see clients, all kinds of stuff's going to come up. And to be able to have someone to jump on the phone with or jump on a Zoom call and quickly get an answer or know what to do next is essential as you're starting to take on new clients. You might get stuck. Having someone help you troubleshoot that is incredibly important. So we're going to give you a whole month to be able to do that. And even if you're just working with yourself, having the ability to understand where you're getting stuck, have me personally troubleshoot your intervention and help you figure out what's working, what's not working, what to do maybe differently to get that result. I'm going to walk you through that as well. And then we're even going to give you a free month of the Coach Hub software, which means you get an entire website. And it is phenomenal. I don't have time to go into this in this video, but it is a phenomenal piece. It does everything you need to do to run your business. It gives you a website. It gives you a learning portal, an ability to sell hypnotic interventions to your clients. If you create an audio program and you want to sell it to your clients, you can sell it through that as well. Everything you need, including an automated booking system, so that when you put up your web page, clients can find you online and book an appointment, and you won't even talk to them until you're on Zoom with them, doing an evaluation and helping to convert them into a client. So these are just some of the things we're going to cover in this 10 module training. Each module is 3 hours long, and you can check on this page to find out the exact times and days, and it will be 10 sessions, and then you'll have lifetime access to all 10 of those sessions in the learning portal. And then as we add additions to this, we add those trainings into the archives. And I do this for all the trainings we have with the NLP Institute of California. We also have office hours twice a week. Currently, they are 9 a.m. Thursday mornings and Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. Those go on throughout the year with the exception of holidays. Anytime you join the program, you can jump on office hours immediately, twice in a week, ask questions, talk with me specifically, get a demo to help you understand and figure out where your habits getting stuck. We can help you debug that real time. And there's a community of other people who are also in the professional hypnosis certification that you can practice with online. So we've given you literally everything you need, no matter where you are in the world and no matter what time you're starting, to be successful getting a double certification in professional hypnosis and legitimately getting the skills to really go out and help people in a real and powerful way. So we hope to see you there. We think you're going to love the course. And this is the certification that you'll get with NLP Institute of California, something we'll actually mail to your house. And NLP Institute's been around since 1985. You can take a look on our website and see some of the world famous trainers that have trained through our institute. And you'll also get the certification through the National Guild of Hypnotists, plus 1 year of membership in the association. And The conferences are amazing. You get to meet wonderful people, do some excellent networking there, and also learn some new skills. And of course, this year they're celebrating their 75th anniversary, and they're the largest and oldest association of professional consulting hypnotists. So if you have any other questions, there's a link down on the page here where you can schedule a quick interview to ask questions, or you can simply register for the training, and we look forward to seeing you there.